Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Ooh, I wasn't even expecting that.
Okay, so you said that sound like that.
I like that.
But welcome back, everybody. I am Kamiko Rose.
And I am Honey Jill Rose.
And welcome to the Rose on the Vibe show.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in. I know it's been a minute since we've been up in it. But we want to thank you to our 377 subscribers.
Yeah, because woo-wee, that's a lot. And we thank you so much for just being patient and just staying tuned and just messing with us, really. And just vibing out with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And today, we're going to do a very, very special video for our fathers. Happy Father's Day. Our fathers have both transitioned, and we just want to honor their names. Because even though they aren't here in this realm with us, they're still here. And we know that some of our subscribers and people around the world can relate. So we diving deep once again.
Ooh.
Prepare to get water.
Prepare to get water and root it.
Cue the intro.
Is about our dad, and I lost mine back in 2016 when Trump got into office. The day Trump got into office, that's when I lost my dad, and that was like the worst. That was the worst feeling ever. You know what I mean? And I know that you just lost your dad recently, and what was your first feelings when that happened? Because I was with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was the most craziest experience ever to me.
Exactly.
But yeah, how did you feel when you had lost your dad?
Whew. Yeah, because my dad, he transitioned April 28th. It was the day after the Scorpio full moon. So I was actually prepared to go to a ceremony, and then when my mom called me, said something was wrong with my dad. Nothing was ever wrong with him. So I was like, I was just in shock. I was like, what? Like, what could possibly be wrong with my father? What could possibly be wrong? I think I was just in denial. I was really in denial, like when I heard that he didn't make it. He had like a massive heart attack. I was just in denial for a very long time, and I really didn't know how to grieve. I had to really pray and say, I don't know how to grieve, because it was like a traumatic shock. Just happened out of nowhere. He wasn't sick or anything. So
yeah, especially like this is like a person that's really close to you.
Yeah. Like
one of the first people really close to you. You know what I mean?
Like really loves you.
That someone that really loves you that you lose. Like for me, it was like a year ago or a year before he passed. I thought I was gonna lose him, and at that time I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna quit my job. I'm not gonna talk to anybody. Like I just felt like I just wasn't going to. I felt like I was gonna feel like a failure or whatever. You know what I mean? In a sense, nothing mattered. Friends didn't matter. Family didn't matter. But he survived. And all through that following year, up to his passing, I was able. It felt like a second chance in a sense. Like I was taking more pictures with them, I was spending more time with them, and everything like that. And then when he finally passed, in a sense, I felt closure.
Yeah,
I felt more prepared. It's still like hurt that he's not here. My first feelings, even I felt the closure. My first feelings were like, dang, you will never see me graduate from college. You will never see me have my first kid. You won't walk me down the aisle, stuff like that. Like,
yes.
How are you supposed to grieve or cope with that?
Exactly, because you just assume that they're going to be here longer. And I get what you're saying. It's like you had time to process
Yeah.
You had time to process.
Yeah.
So it made so you were able to accept. But it's still like when like certain events, like birthdays, like my birthday just passed, you know, it feels different. It feels like something is missing. I feel like it's like a chessboard and like the king piece is missing. Like that's what it's just, you know, it feels like it's something that's missing and it's something that probably will never be able to be replaced. But I will say that having so much love around me, like Honey Chill, family, my dad, it's making it easier for me to grieve. So I feel like that's how I remain stronger than what I thought. But I definitely have my days.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the thing too. When it comes to like those first thoughts and first moments of like, dang, this person, I won't ever be able to call this person. I won't ever be able to hear their voice anymore. Like, for whatever reason, I feel like on the other side, they will make it a way where you can still survive and still be able to cope with life. Because, you know, life still goes on. And if they was here, like after them passing, if they was able to whisper in your ear, I highly believe that they would want you to be successful.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, I understand. Like, you know, like I'm sure they'll be like, I understand that you are upset, and I understand that you are sad that I'm gone, but I still want you to live your best life while you're here.
Yes. One thing my dad, he used to tell like me and my siblings was, when my time comes, don't stop living. He would say it all the time. Like it was so much, and he used to be like, Dad, stop saying that. I don't want to hear that.
Right.
But I'm like, he's right. You know, he's right. It's not easy, but it's like life is. We're still here for a reason. Still things to experience, like the same ways that our fathers experienced their lives. My dad had a full life.
Yeah, I feel like my dad did too. He had 4 kids. Okay? He experienced being married. He experienced love. He experienced traveling. You know what I mean? Like, he experienced different foods. He got to teach his kids, like he taught me, how to cook. Oh, I used to be like, Dad, please, just make it, put it on my plate. Just let me taste it. He's like, no, you're going to learn how to make this mac and cheese. And best believe, baby, my mac and cheese is good. Vegan and regular mac and cheese.
That's interesting that, because my dad was a good cook too. I didn't know that.
Really?
Yes.
What? They probably would have been best friends.
They probably would. My dad can cook a steak and he don't even eat steak no more. That's how you know you're a good cook.
Okay. That's how you know you can cook. I feel like when my dad passed, I meditated. This is before I even knew that he passed. But he came to me in my meditation, strong build. I was like, that's my dad. And he walked up to me, he said, I'm about to go, I gotta leave. And I was like, no, don't go, don't leave. And by the way, I was back into my younger self, like an 8-year-old self. He's like, no, don't leave. Or I was like, no, don't leave. And he's like, I gotta leave, I gotta go. It's my time. And I paused and I was like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay that you leave. I'll be okay. We'll be okay here. And my boyfriend at the time had came in the house or whatever, and that's when I came out of it. And when I checked my phone a few minutes later, my brother texted saying that my dad had passed. And I was like, it was crazy and hurtful. But then it was like, there's more to life than just being here on earth.
Normally when somebody close to me transitions, I usually see someone that looks like the person that just transitioned like right after, and it's kind of like spooky.
Yeah.
But my dad has been like sending me songs. Like my intuition speaks to me through like music. And one of the things that I won't say that it's a regret, but like as I got older, I wanted to get closer to my dad. Me and my dad were already close, but I wanted to build a stronger emotional connection, just in general, like in my life. And one of the things that, like last year, when I was thinking about it, I was like, I don't know what to say, so I just started to tell him like that I love him. Like I would just text like, Dad, I love you. Like, I don't know what to say. So when it happened, I was like, oh, you know, because I just didn't feel like we were finished. you know, as far as like where I was trying to go with my father. And the song that he sent to me was Michael Jackson's song, "You Are Not Alone, I Am Here For You." And yeah, I know. And like in the song, it talks about wanting to be closer, you know, even though we can't. And I was like, you know, so it's like that song really.
It lets you know that
really
that you're not alone. That
he felt the same way that I felt. He felt the same way. So my dad, he was a big music lover. He could sing. He had like a musical connection. So I know it was like him talking to me. And
that's interesting. That how people that has passed away still connects or still try to communicate with you.
yeah,
And it's all about just being open to allowing them to talk to you.
yes.
You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
sometimes we can be
Open
afraid.
the door.
We can be afraid, and I feel like we were taught to be afraid of the other side. When really, that's a way to like get further guidance. You know what I mean? Like now, I feel like now our fathers they're probably best friends, just like us.
Probably
I'm-
there right now.
Right. I'm sure they're working together right now to get us to where we're trying to be.
Yes.
And I most definitely feel like he joined my ancestors, and now they're guiding me. Now he's able to help guide me even more so than what he did here while he was raising me. You know, so
Yes. Saying the word ancestor now,
oh,
it's different.
it's so. I feel like, you know, like he's connecting with your inner being, someone that he couldn't connect with while he was here on earth.
You can really see me. So I believe it's been 5 years?
Yes, it's been 5 years.
How does it feel?
5 years
5 years later.
5 years later since my daddy, and I was a daddy's girl too. It feels like since knowing that he's still with me spiritually makes it much easier to want to talk to him, or not to want to talk to him, but know that he's still here. Even though there's moments where I just like mess with him a lot.
Yes.
And what hits me hard is whenever I watch a movie or anime or a TV show that has anything to do with a fatherly love or losing a dad on TV or losing a dad in the scene, things like that. Like I cry. Like every time, it doesn't matter what it is, I'm in heavy tears every time because I miss that connection. And it always takes me back to when I had lost my dad in that moment too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like I'm learning how to like not cope, but like live with the fact that he's not here. So by feeling like that, it has most definitely strengthened my relationship with my mom. You know, it strengthened my relationships with like myself. Because my dad has told me things about self-love that I didn't even know that meant self-love. You know? And it's just wonderful and beautiful how I'm still able to grow and still root myself, like how my dad would have rooted me if he was still here.
Honey Joe came to my dad's visitation, and she actually connected with my dad at his visitation. Because I had some pent-up emotions because I like to be strong for my family, but now that my daddy can really see me, he know I had some pent-up emotions. And like I said, for a while, it was like I didn't really know how to grieve. So when I seen him and when I touched him, it was like, whoa. And I was like, if I ever feel like I don't know how to be without you, please let me know what to do. And it was like as soon as I said that, I heard him say that he's a part of me now. So going back to what you were saying, how you join your spirit team, and like just learning how to live without him here, and it's almost like they become a part of you. Almost like the Power Rangers. It's weird because lately, like, I'm not even playing with you. Like my dad, like his brothers and sisters, even me and my sister, we like to play tennis. But I was playing tennis the other day, and I was hitting it like a baseball. And my daddy played baseball. Like that's how strong and I like when I was younger, it wasn't like that.
You channel your dad?
Yeah, like I feel like my dad's strength, like right after he transitioned, I was like, I'm getting a tattoo. Because my dad is very like, probably like a risk taker. I feel like his energy is in me. Like I can feel him, like he's a part of me. You know, it's I don't know how to explain it. I don't even think it's words to explain it, but it's like I can feel that he's with me, like all the time. It's weird. I don't know what that is, but yeah. So I'm just, and then like being able to have Honey Jill and like some other friends who've lost their parents is actually giving me like a real support team to actually know what it looks like, what to do, because this is a very common thing. You know, it's more common than I thought. You know, it's not fun. It's something that we're all going to have to do and deal with. And it feels crazy when you're still young, but it's a part of life. And I almost feel like it's made me become more open too, in a weird way. It just makes me feel like I want to be open to everything that I want to do, which is probably my dad's energy as well.
And it makes sense. It makes sense to be more open because you never know. You never know when we all have to leave. Unfortunately, we all have to leave this earth. We all have to.
Yes.
So it's like a reminder. It's a sad reminder, but it's a reminder that live your life to the fullest. If you're afraid to do something or whatever, all it's doing is just holding you back from knowing whether you can handle it or overcome it or enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So just, I don't know, like, and it's just nice to know that there's more to life than just this earth.
Yes, that is true. It's good to know that. It's good to know, like, and even when my time comes, like my dad is gonna be there. So like during the pandemic, like my dad was really on some like pandemic. Don't come over here. I love you. You know, stay 6 feet apart. But one thing he did around Easter is that he came over with some flowers, and he gave me and my other siblings and some other people, my nieces. He gave us all flowers, and I still have them. And I was like, wow. It's like he gave us our flowers. It's like how they say give people their flowers while they're here, you know.
And the crazy thing is, my dad gave me a plant before he passed, and I didn't want it. I was like, Dad, I can't nurture no plant. I don't have a green thumb. If anything's brown, everything died around me. You know? Ooh, that's a dark joke. But for real though. The crazy thing is that he gave me a plant like a couple weeks before him passing, and that plant is still alive to this day. And it makes me feel like he is here with me just through that plant. It just reminds me of like, okay, I gotta take care of my plant, gotta water my plant, gotta talk to my plant, gotta pour libations in my plant.
Yes.
Because this is the last gift my daddy gave. You know. Speaking of gifts and things like that, like when it comes to your father passing, I feel like people have a hard time with like holding on to like the physical things. Because I know like when my dad passed, of course me and my brothers and my sister, we split a lot of stuff, but we held on to things that we didn't need to. Like our space became more cluttered because like we didn't want to let go. You know, he also had pictures, so I put some of his pictures up or whatever. When I was moving out, I'm like, man, like I really don't want this picture, but this is my dad's. And I felt him say to me, Jill, let it go. You need room for yourself, and you need room for your creativity to expand. But I'm like, Dad, this is yours though. This is yours, and I don't want to forget about you or whatever. And he was like, you have so many other things that you have that's mine. You have my African masks. You have my urn, you don't need too much more of my stuff, because if you continue to hold on to it, you're going to turn into a hoarder.
And that is a real thing. I've seen hoarder episodes where people, that's how it starts.
That's how it starts. So, crazy thing. I sat there and I talked to him. I told him, I was like, look, Dad, I'm going to put it by the dumpster. And if it's here by the time I leave this house in the morning, I'm taking it back. So tell me why I put it out by the dumpster, along with some other things. Went upstairs to my apartment, took care of some other stuff. About an hour later, literally an hour later, I come downstairs to do whatever at my car, and it was gone. And I was like, that was my dad. He was like, yeah, you ain't taking this back. And I felt so free, and not feel like I had to keep all of his stuff to make it seem like I won't ever forget you, Daddy.
Yeah, that is a feeling like, am I gonna forget? What's gonna happen?
Yeah. And then it can lead into abandonment issues. Woo!
So interesting thing, we're here shooting our video. My family. My family just walked up. Connection. Mm-hmm. So, we always got to give, the people some tips.
It's only right.
Right. See, my family just gave me a little pick-me-up.
Yes, isn't that crazy? That is absolutely crazy. Like, we was just saying how our, your loved ones on the other side shows that they're still there by doing things in your physical life and letting you know that they're still here, and boom, your family pops up.
Exactly. We have a million perks.
What are the odds? What are the
odds? We want to make sure that we're praying for our people when they are transitioning from the earth realm into another realm. So when my dad passed away, I burned candles for 2 weeks straight. I had his picture, on my altar, and I just prayed, and I just, because I was kind of worried about him, in that whole process of not being human anymore. So if that's something that you are afraid of, just know that there's things that we can still do for our people even when they're not here. And then just creating an altar, and maybe we'll do a video about making an altar one day and just adding their picture on the altar. So
one thing that I most definitely suggest that I do all the time is that I like to do the things that he likes to do. One of the things which is going to the water. Like where I live or where we live by lakes and rivers. And one of his favorite things were to go by the water. He would do various things by the water. He'll go fishing, he'll go see the boats, he'll just go chill at the water, sometimes to a barbecue and stuff like that. Now, I don't know the barbecue. Wait for somebody to teach me. But that's another video too. But yes, going by the water, that's where I find my peace. That's where I feel like I'm still connecting with them. Water is also spirit. There's spirit there too. Spiritual there too.
It's a door.
Yeah. Just praying to my dad, talking to him, act like, feeling like he's still there, talking to him like he's still there in front of me, telling him about my day, telling him what's going on in my life, and just actually connecting with him on purpose.
Thank you, Rose Petals, for tuning in once again. We hope that you have been watered.
We hope that you learned something new, ways that you can connect with your loved ones and everything like that.
Yes. Tell us, in the comments, is there anybody that you lost, and how you've been feeling on your journey. Hopefully this video brings you some solace, because I know that it's hard. Hopefully you feel like you're sitting outside with us right now in nature.
Yes, on this beautiful day.
Yes.
Living in Michigan, we don't have days like this through the whole year. So we have to take it wherever we can get it, baby. So we was like, let's go outside. But yeah, if you're really messing with the Bros and the Vibe and you feel like you're really connecting with us and getting deep with this and everything, make sure you comment, let us know that you are alive, let us know that you are still living, and subscribe and hit that notification button.
And if you know someone who could benefit from hearing the message in this video, please share it with them.
Yes, because you're not alone.
Not alone. You're not alone.
With a microphone.
Right. So yes. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.
The more you make me see, because of me, I give you all I got. Gravity. Not really. Close. Yeah, to you.